All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Talking League Zoom podcast. Tonight we've got one of my co-hosts, Ashton Lima, with us. What's up, Ashu?
What's up, guys? I'm glad to be back, and I'm ready for another awesome podcast with the gents.
Awesome. And alongside him, we've got our new guest, or our first guest for the show. It's Mr. Josh House. How are you doing, Joshy?
Fine, thanks to you guys.
Good.
Joshy!
We're not with Jared tonight. Jared unfortunately couldn't make it, but that's fine. We'll have him back next week. All right, let's just jump straight into it. While we're introducing you, Josh, for those that don't know, you are our club captain at Benoni Northerns. But on that, I'm going to mention the first topic, which you mentioned to me a little while back, which was from Grant, that he said the time you became captain was the season that it just got cancelled due to Corona. So how do you feel about that?
And it is a bit of a downer. Don't want to use any foul language. It is quite cuck, but what can I say? Just make the most of it.
It's just your luck. And actually quite ironic.
Now,
Ashton alongside you was elected vice captain. So we've got both captain and vice captain on here. Boys, how does it feel for, we play amateur football, but now obviously with our season being, it's looking like it's not going to happen this year. How do we physically and mentally prepare ourselves for next year now?
Well,
do you want to go first?
Okay, anything. Do you want to go first, Joshi? It's up to you.
No. You go.
Okay, cool. So basically, I think it's small steps. You have to look at you have to get back into dieting, or myself probably. And then also like small steps, like taking the daily walk or daily jog, just getting slowly building yourself up. And also mentally preparing yourself, because, you're used to all this running and stuff in training, and now to go back to training, if you do that same type of thing, you might get injured, or you might hurt yourself, or your first touch might be very bad. So there's a lot of things you need to prepare for in order to get into the actual training session. And, you have to actually prepare for the training session, like in the long term. So let's say now, if they find the vaccine in the next 3-4 months, whatever it is, I don't know when they're going to bring it out, but you need to mentally prepare yourself, and you physically need to prepare yourself in order to be back to your peak and back to your prime, if I could say, or even better than you were.
Well, on that, as you saw, our preseason, it took 3 months for us to get into what we considered good shape. So we're going to need another 3 months before we can get back to where we were, and not to say we will be back where we were. So during this lockdown, it was probably good to exercise, keep fit, and just do what we can so that when we come back, we don't lose as much as what we would have if we just sat down watching TV all day and being lazy. And on the mental side, it's just keeping yourself positive, making sure that you stick to your routines, and you're not losing yourself in a sense. You're sticking to what's important, and you're keeping yourself busy and not just losing it.
100%.
That's a good point. And Joshy, being captain, I wonder if lockdown has actually made the mental side of the game a bit easier for you, because I don't think you're going to have to do much motivating those initial stages when we do go back, because everyone's just going to be so hungry to get back that we can all purely just concentrate on the physical side of the game. Yeah,
I think with a good coaching plan, Shane, it's going to be easy for both of us, both Ashton and I, because the guys are hungry, and we're going to look for those wins. We're going to fight really hard, and with all these guys, we're going to be fighting for positions in the team. So all the guys are definitely wanting to get back on the field, kick some ball, and I think on the mental side for me, I just need to prepare for what our opponents are going to be looking like, not so much what we're looking like, because I know what we are.
Exactly.
It's our opponents that I'm more worried about.
Yeah, I think it's
100%.
I think we're going to have a massive turnout when football does resume. Not just in our team. I think the league might have to add a few divisions, because I just think so many people are going to be itchy to play ball again. I think for sport as a whole, as much as it's been terrible, obviously, I think it's going to be good for the love of football again in the country.
Yeah, no, definitely.
100%. But Shani, you as a coach as well, like myself, I coach the ladies. Has has it helped you think of reevaluating your team, or creating more strategies for the team, or how you have your outlook on the team? Has it actually helped you in this time of space and in this time of lockdown? Has it actually helped you try and improve as a coach?
Yeah, it's a good question. This preseason, as you both will know, we had a very good preseason. The performances,
100%.
the guys were sticking to the game plans and the formations and the tactics that we put out. So it's hard to improve on something that you were good at. It felt like a bit of a downer because we just reached we were starting to reach a peak, and now we just dropped off again.
Exactly.
But in saying that, being away from football, your brain is constantly thinking. You're trying to find new ways, better ways to get the best out of your players. And there's been a couple of things I've come across that I can't wait to implement in the team, but we just got to get back now. And yourself, Ashley, for the goals?
Yes. Yeah, myself as well. Like I've thought of new ways of fitness. I think I've improved in the nutritional side where I can implement plans and stuff like that, and also like be a bit more lenient, because I love fitness as well for the ladies, but also implement a way where it's more position wise and more strategies based, where if I want something done in the game, I'll have to do it at training and stuff like that. So it has helped a bit, with a bit of time and space that I've had during lockdown.
Yeah. The next topic I want to move on to, because it's quite relevant at the moment. Obviously, the Premier League ended yesterday, so I don't know what we're going to find ourselves to watch now. But Watford, Bournemouth, and Norwich have officially relegated out the league. How do you guys feel about that?
With Norwich, I had high hopes beginning of the season. They were looking very, very. They were looking threatening at a stage with Pookie on their side, but I don't know. Somewhere down the line, they just decided, nah, this is not for us. They're not fit enough. Bournemouth, on the other hand, were looking also fantastic, giving United a run for their money, giving the big teams a run for their money. Now, also just like you've got all that potential, why go and throw it away now? So it is quite sad to see such good teams, not so, I can say big name teams come up like that and give everyone a good go for their money. But now being relegated, it really puts them back.
Yes, 100%.
Actually, what's your thoughts? How do they retain those players now?
Yeah, so my views, my thing is like I will see a lot of players come out of those teams to maybe the top team clubs or back to the French league or for the likes of the Spanish league. I think there's the likes like you said, Joshy, with the likes of Pookie. Pookie was such an amazing player in the beginning of the season. I think he became the player of the month in the beginning, if I'm not wrong, for one of the months in the, so, there's a lot of players that's going to go down. And the problem is, like Watford, there's so many strong players that I could say that might even replace players in the top 4 teams or maybe in the top 8 teams. But the problem now is those clubs that are going to be relegated, will they learn their lesson in terms of next year if they're going to work their way up back to the Premier League? Are they still going to be strong enough to get back into the Premier League is also a big problem with most of the sides that's been out for years, like, for example, Leeds, coming back into the Premier League. I would love to see that same threat that Norwich had on Man City when they beat us in the beginning of the season, which I was very cross about. But, like those type of teams, you need to have strong players and strong teams coming in. And I think maybe some of the new teams that are coming in, maybe they'll have some of the players that's been relegated back in their team, or, so I still want to see some of those players back in the league, if you know what I mean.
No, definitely.
It's a normal knock-on seesaw effect that when these teams get relegated, there's always 1 or 2 players, number one, that themselves want to stay in the league. And number 2, the clubs will look at them and be like, well, they're decent squad players. We can try and get them back. The problem I found for those teams is that once they get relegated, it's not a normal yo-yo effect that once they go down the next season, you think, well, they're a Premier League team, they should be able to fight back. It doesn't always happen that way. Look at the likes of Leeds, like you mentioned. They've been out for a while now, and now they've finally got their chance to come back. Can they retain it? And there was one team, West Ham. I wanted West Ham to get relegated so badly. As a Tottenham fan, they're obviously also part of the London rivalry, but they somehow managed to avoid the drop, as well as Aston Villa. I never saw that. If Aston Villa didn't beat Arsenal, they would have probably gone down as well.
Yes.
What an intense weekend that was, or game that was. I was also hoping that Arsenal would get a bit of a hiding, and I'm glad they did. And West Ham, some very good players in there, but they're not in the right club. Like a lot of players, they're not in the right club. Put them in the right club, and they're going to shine bright.
Exactly, 100%.
So now we're gonna.
But I think.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Shani. Yeah, I think there is a few teams that do. I'm not trying to be like offensive to other fans of those clubs, but like the likes of Everton, how poor their season's been, and you look at Bournemouth, you could see it coming already for the past 3 seasons with the amount of goals they've conceded. But like there's so many teams that I could say maybe even the likes of Arsenal in the beginning of the season, they look like a relegated team, but now all of a sudden they're shining bright and stuff like this. But now the consistency of Everton, I would have seen them being relegated. I think Aston Villa did deserve their place in the Premier League, which I'm happy to see. But the problem is, like some of the teams that's been performing only because of this, I would say, the revenue that they have for the club, so they can make those type of signings. But the consistency of the years, I don't really think they deserve to be in the Premier League because of the way they've been playing, and especially for their fans, how many fans have been disappointed week in, week out, but they still retain themselves in the actual Premier League. Like the likes of Bournemouth, in the beginning, yes, they were poorly, like they played poorly, but the likes of Norwich, I would love to see them for another season, but now obviously they're gone for the next one.
Yeah, and to be continued with those teams. We're going to cross across the ocean quickly to some European football. And I saw some breaking news come through just before we started that Kylian Mbappe has actually been ruled out of the Champions League next stage game due to, was it injury, if I'm not mistaken? Actually, you should be more clear on that.
Yeah. No, it's. I don't really think it's going to be a much. I don't think it's going to be a big hit on PSG because they've got a lot of players where, like Neymar, for example, Neymar could be able to. Oh, sorry, I think my thing just went on. So basically, with Mbappe and stuff, I think it is a big hit, but at the same time, they've got so many good signings that they've made over the years. They've got so many defensive midfielders. They've got so many attackers. The likes of Icardi not coming back, but coming to actually PSG from Inter Milan and stuff. And you got Cavani, you got Neymar, you got Di Maria. Di Maria, I think in the past weeks where Mbappe didn't play because he got a red card or something in the beginning, he was able to shine. And the thing is, Di Maria needed that space and comfort zone in his right position or in the middle or something like that in order to show his potential. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to be a big hit. I know Mbappe is one of the best young players in the world and maybe even the best player of all time in the future or even now in a sense because of what he's won at his age. But I don't see it as much of a hit for PSG because of the opponents that they're going to be versing and stuff like that.
Joshua, I'm going to jump to you. Who's going to win the Champions League?
Yo. To be honest with you,
Gladly said Liverpool.
Yeah. I don't know. To be honest with you, it's a tight squeeze. Very good competition, especially now with these group stages. Well, not group stages, but these, if I can say so, these next legs of games. Very good teams going against very good teams. As you saw in the Premier League, it can go either one way or another. So, to be honest with you, I'm not even going to throw in my 2 cents over there. I'm just going to say, whoever wins. Last year was an upset for me already.
Actually, I'm sure you're rooting for Juventus, though, the old lady, hey?
Yeah, I think they really deserve it. I would love to see Buffon also hold the Champions League trophy because he's been waiting so many years, man. Shame. The old man needs to retire soon. And the thing is, Ronaldo's been pushing Juventus. He scored, like yesterday, he scored another goal. He missed a few, but it's one of those things. But like they have so many good players, so much good talent. But I think Sarri is like he did to Chelsea. He made them more conserved, like with possession-wise. They're not attacking; they're more defensive than attacking. And the old lady needs more attacking. But on the other side, Man City, I think they also, over the years, they need to also gain a Champions League title. Also for Pep, maybe in the future to keep his job, because like now he's going to get 300 million to spend for transfer, which is nice for me. I don't know about you guys, but the problem is you need good signings to win the Champions League. So I don't see like now. Obviously, maybe next year we might win the Champions League, but if we do win it, I'm going to be very happy. But Juventus, I'm not sure. Their form is up and down. They draw to very, very bad teams. They win sometimes to the biggest teams. But like yesterday when they won the Serie A, I couldn't really see them winning the Champions League like the way they've been performing. They concede such easy goals. The defense is rocky. Like De Ligt is beautiful nowadays, like the way he's playing. But you look at Danilo. Danilo yesterday got injured, but I wouldn't see him as a big player in the team. I would have seen like the likes of someone in a relegated Italian team playing a better role than he did in the team. And there's so many big talents in Juventus that's not being used. Higuain is being benched. I know Higuain now and then, but I do see Juventus and City hopefully in the finals. But I wouldn't underrule Olympic Lyon, because of the way they beat Juventus in the first leg. But yeah, I'm very keen to see what's going to happen with the Champions League. But hopefully, it's either City or Juventus.
Okay, that's a very brave call. I'll go with Bayern Munich, just because the Germans know how to do it. Josh, I'm going to jump back to you. Yeah. Currently, for Northerns, you play left back. I know that's not always your first choice. You were put there because of me. However, if you had a choice of a position to play on the field, what would your position be and why?
I would definitely left or right wing, because I got the pace, also a bit of the size.
Yes.
I got a bit of I don't want to brag or like toot my own horn, but I got a bit of a foot on me. And being ambidextrous, I can use both legs. So it's great. I can read the game, know when to run. And but being in the defense has taught me a lot, which is I'm grateful for. Thank you, coach. But yeah, being in the defense it's taught me a lot, and it's a new position for me to develop. Being there in 2 seasons now, so yeah, learning new things, and I'll slowly get to my position. I can see it's coming. It's coming slowly, but also being at the back, I can push the boys. I can see more, and I get more of like a view of what's happening and how the players are getting a feel for each other, and also it's good because seeing the whole game, it just allows me to how can I say it just I don't know, it just helps me understand each player, how they play, and I see more in a sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's why majority of your captains are either goalkeepers or defenders, because they can, as you say, see the exact whole game in the bigger picture, in the whole field. Actually, I know you in between places. I also just like to chop and change with you. If you had an ideal position to play one full season, where would it be and why?
I think, where you put me, I think it's the best place, Pardon? Sorry?
I said the bench doesn't count as a position.
No. The bench, I think if it's up to you, yes, I would be there. But but if I had to play a position, I would prefer either on the wing or in the midfield. I know if I had to choose one, but I really can't, because I love being in front. I love building up play. I love scoring goals. Well, when I do score goals, I love assisting. I think my favorite thing is to assist as well. If I had to play striker, I'll make sure I push goals. But in the midfield, I love being there, because you get the ball more, you get more possession, you get to play, you get a skill, you get to, you show your talent, you show your charisma, show your character. I love playing there. I used to play defense like in school at centre back, because I think I was the tallest guy in my grade or something at a stage for soccer. Not in the grade, but in the team. So they put me at centre back. But wherever I play, I'm very happy, because I just love playing football. And I know most of the viewers that's watching, even Josh, even Coach Shaney, we love football. And if you put us somewhere, as long as it's not the bench, we're happy,
You can put me on the bench. I'm still smiling.
You know what? Even when Josh is on the bench, he makes more noise than most of the guys on the field, actually. We're going to make...
And you, Shaney?
For me, I've always played centre-back. For as long as I can remember, I've always played centre-back due to my size. But because of what Josh says, you get to read the game, you get to see it. I've always said I prefer making a last-ditch tackle than actually scoring a goal. There's no better feeling. I'm not very good in the air, so I'm sharing some of my weaknesses here with opposition. I'm not very good with defending corners, for example. However, I don't let them beat me with the corner, so I use other tactics to put them off. A couple of you guys know some of the tactics I've used over the seasons, but definitely centre-back. I'll always play there, unless when I go to Vet's team in a couple of years' time, I'd like to try out for striker. I've played striker at indoor pretty decent at it. So hopefully in the Vets team I can make it there. But yeah, I'm going to move on to back to the Northerns team and make it a little bit closer to home for us. We've played with a couple of guys. And when I say a couple, we've had tons of guys come down and train with us and play with us over the seasons. Actually, let me start with you on this one. Who in the team that we've played with would you say is actually underrated, but he's a damn good performer on the field and very consistent?
Well, I think most of our players are a bit underrated. Like even for the likes of Brody, I know some people, like even myself, sometimes like I can say it to him now, like sometimes we criticize him, but most of the time we don't actually see how much work he puts in behind the scenes and on the pitch as well. I think the likes of Brendan as well. Brendan is a powerhouse when it comes to his athleticism and how much he works on the field. I think at a stage when Connor used to play, I think Connor also, he did put in his efforts and his fair share on how he reads the game and stuff like that. But I think most of our players, even Carl, our goalkeeper, I think he's very undervalued as well. Like as a player, I think if I had to nominate the top 5 players in our team, I'd put him there. You know, I'll put everyone in top 5. You know, I always put myself last when it comes to my team. But like even Josh, like I don't mean to toot your horn, dude, but I think you're also very, very underrated as a player. I think I would even see you playing for Wits. You know, you're so tall, you've got the pace, you've got the height, you've got everything, you know, and showing yourself, like, you know, I would see you playing as well at centre back or, you know, but I think our team is very, very underrated. I just think it's those chances that we get that we sometimes unlucky, but this season, I think it was our chance. You know, we worked hard, we pushed hard, we did everything we could, and now it was time to play. And then, you know, maybe if we won the league, you never know. But I was very happy the way we've been playing, the players that's in our team. I could mention so many more names like Jordan, like Chad. You know, I can keep going, like Evan. I can keep going, but you know what I mean? So I think everyone in our team's underrated, but it's also the way we play, our possession-wise, our focus in the game, I also think is key. And yeah, that's my point as well. But I think nearly everyone in that team's underrated, but I think Brody also stands out a bit.
Yeah. Joshua, what do you reckon?
Yeah, we've got a few underrated players. Some stand out more than most. You know, you look at them and you say, oh, that guy can't kick a ball, he can't run, you know. But put him on a field with 11 other Oaks and he'll surprise you. I mean, take the looks of Evan, for instance. You look at him, oh no, he's going to kick a rugby ball. Put a soccer ball in front of him and the kid does wonders. So then you get Kyle. Carl, I'm not going to say anything bad about anyone, but Carl, you look at him and you think, oh, shucks, yeah, what's going on here? Yeah. But put him in goals and gloves on his hands, and he's wonderful in that box. It's unbelievable. And you look at the Ghanaian brothers that we played with season back. Unbelievable players. I feel like we as a team didn't give them what they needed to do as great as they wanted to be. And yeah, they deserved better. So, yeah, they're also very underrated, overlooked as well. Then you get the likes of Liam Mayer. What a wonderful player.
Yeah, Liam is power as well.
Strong. He just he needs opportunity. That's all he needs, and he'll shine. Then you've got the likes of Tsumi. What a great player. He can read the game. Doesn't have to do much work. He's in the right position. Makes an impact immediately off the bench. So
his first touch, his passes, his defending.
Yes,
it's crazy,
unbelievable. And then, but yeah, like you said, all our players are underrated. I mean, we all have these quirks and unique things. You look at us and we're like, why are these oaks even on the field? You know, but we've all got this little talent, this little thing that we each bring to the team. So yeah, we're all overlooked, but we're all wonderful players. Definitely a puzzle piece that still needs to be finished, and when that puzzle's done, I'm sure we're going to be a wonderful team.
Wow.
100%.
I think that's a very good place to leave it up on what Josh just said about a puzzle piece. There's no better way to describe this team. But yeah, I definitely think you guys are both spot on. You've mentioned a good couple of names there. And like you both said, we could literally run through every single player in our team. And they've all got something that they've brought to the table or still can bring to the table. And that's what makes us all special. So, yeah, I think the main thing is we just got to remain positive, keep motivating one another while we're prepping for good news. And we know that once we get the green light to go ahead, the league is ours. I definitely believe it. I know the guys are ready. And yeah, so I'm totally stoked for that. But boys, I just want to thank you so much for giving up your time. I don't know if you guys want to just give a quick message out to our fans and followers. Ashton, we can go to you first.
Okay, guys, I just wanted to know that I'm very happy to do this podcast with Shani and Joshi. And, doing this, it's not just for the likes of just doing it. We want to speak about football. We want to help you viewers understand, like if some of you don't understand certain things or certain values, what's happening with us or with the football right now. It means a lot for us to do it. And I know you as fans or viewers, it also means a lot to you guys too, because, you see the input that we made. And the best output that we want is for you to actually understand us and for you to see our values on our game and to show you that we want to help you as well understand it. But also for the likes of Josh coming on the show, I'm very, very happy to see him as well. Like we can get a chat with him as well. And it's also lekker to talk to the gents because it's been so long and it sucks, like lockdown, it's brought us separate but closer in the sense that we can still be able to communicate and all that stuff. But to the fans, I just want to say thank you guys also for watching and, like everything you do, like with the media or off the pitch, on the pitch, whatever you guys are doing right now, we want you to let you know that we're also here for you and stuff like that. And, I know Jared's not here today, but we want to let Jared know next week we're going to beat him up because he's not on the show. No, I'm just joking. Now, I think, I'm very, very happy to be on the show today. And, I'm very happy about the soccer this weekend that passed. But, yeah, thanks, guys, as well. Thank you, Shani. Thanks, Joshi.
Cool. Joshi, over to you.
Yeah, just thanks, guys, for having me. I know sometimes I can ramble on, but it was a great honor to be on the show. And to all the fans, listen, give these guys a like, follow them. I know I do. Great listen. And you guys need to stay safe, keep warm. This winter is getting a bit tough. Make sure you sanitize and do all that stuff needed. And make sure you send your love out to your loved ones and keep spreading the love in general as human beings should. So enjoy and thanks, Shani. Thanks, Ashi.
Awesome, boys. Take care. Keep warm. Fans, like, share, subscribe. Take it easy. Much love, guys.
Boom.